Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about runes?
Runes?
It's Rune Day.
Why not, dude?
It's not Monday. It's Rune Day, dude.
It's a Rune Day. It's just one of those days, dude,
Yeah.
where you feel like talking about, you know, rock-like things that are happening on Bitcoin.
Some Fihu things.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know the lore behind runes, but Casey had some sort of like, fantastical, like, you know.
Didn't it have something to do with RuneScape?
I'm sure it does. That's what I mean by fantastical. Some sort of like trip or journey or something where he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I got to inject some like fantasy lore into Bitcoin for whatever reason.
Sure.
Yeah, I like to frolic around in my LARP outfits and stuff whenever I'm podcasting.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like when we mint tokens, we should, you know, have that same energy and vibe, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's a good name.
I guess for some people. You know, I grew up also LARPing in the fantasy universe in World of Warcraft and such.
But you were collecting gold.
I mean, there were like rune-like things in there, like, you know, for like fucking enchantments. And
Yeah. I remember Diablo. They had runes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So runes. The big question is, what the fuck is going on with them? We haven't talked about them in a while.
Specifically, if you're here through the gaming portal of like RuneScape or something.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
Wrong video, dude.
Yeah, just hit next.
That's right.
We're actually talking about runes on Bitcoin.
Mm.
And so we're looking at the market cap here, and
yeah, if you don't remember, like about 4 or 5 months ago, this was the biggest like Bitcoin development on the horizon. No, everybody was talking about it.
yeah,
Like this is it, dude. All you guys out there like tinkering on Ethereum, Salana, you're wasting your fucking time.
it
dude.
was imminent that everybody was going to be driving a Lambo. It was in the bag.
All you had to do was simply etch a rune
Yeah, that was it.
and mint them.
And then a Lambo would automatically show up.
Fall in your lap,
Yeah.
dude. It's like Andrew Tate himself was gonna drive up and like deliver it.
Yeah,
to you.
exactly.
That was the hope and aspirations for everybody, right?
And that didn't happen, you say?
Fortunately, it didn't happen. I'm still driving a Nissan Altima. I haven't to mint a few of these things, dude, and I'm my car is worth probably like $3,000, $4,000, dude. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I actually just I need some.
You should have just got new tires, dude.
I need new suspension and everything, dude. It's quite the wreck. So I mean, runes didn't help my personal situation. I don't know about everybody else.
Well, we're gonna see how many people it actually helped here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking at the market caps here. Everything's down, potentially not down and out, as we're gonna see.
Yeah, I mean,
some hopium here.
I feel like nothing in the Bitcoin ecosystem is like completely out. You can be down bad for sure.
Yeah.
Which I feel like runes is a category of down bad, but I mean, just about everything is down pretty bad.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing about runes that makes it like
More down bad.
other than the fact that it entered the market with too much exuberance and hype.
Yeah.
It makes it feel even worse.
For
right?
sure. I mean, everyone was anticipating the Lambo just like automatically showing up, and literally everyone was completely disappointed.
Yeah.
When there was no Lambos to be had.
Correct. So Doggo to Moon, I think like the last time we were really talking about runes, I mean, it was teetering on the edge of $1 billion market cap, which, you know, Leonidas was like, dude, I told you the all caps method was like the way.
Yep.
But here we are.
The church of all caps, dude. It almost worked.
Almost, but it didn't quite get there. So it's down bad, just like everything. Same with RSIC. That was supposed to be like the bleeding edge of.
Yeah,
like,
apparently the developer of RSIC had a breakup.
Something like
and that contributed to the downward cycle.
Yeah, the lack of, I guess, development and rollout. But it's not, the breakup isn't the problem from my perspective. There's a much more ingrained issue with runes.
It has to have been the breakup, dude.
It can't just be all founder relations, dude. It's like that's the blame for the lack of productivity. So everybody who's deploying runes is just, they happen to be in toxic relationships.
Yeah.
That's really the core issue.
Yeah.
But we're going to explain to you that's not it. As we were telling everybody like early on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying it. All right, so Metaverse here comes in with the tweet comparing BRC20s to runes is like comparing an apple emoji to a poop emoji.
That's right.
So BRC20s came out with no marketplaces, no influencers, no funding of any type. The single-handedly boosted ordinals and created the ordinal economy as we all know it. And Runes came out with all the marketplace support, all the influencers, everybody was talking about it.
It's true.
And really, anytime everybody's talking about the one thing, like there is no more up potential.
Yeah, you typically identify that market like froth as like an exit signal, right? Not like an
100%.
entry point. So that was another like case study.
Yeah, when we discovered BRC20s,
at a 20 million,
the total market cap of BRC20s was 20 million.
Yeah, it was exactly.
And then like a month later, it was $1 billion total.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was so that's why there's such a difference in like sentiment and like, you know, Runes probably needs more time to like give it like some sort of opportunity, but still, the time where the whole Bitcoin ecosystem back during BRC20s is contextual wise is completely different than where we are with Runes today.
Yeah.
Right. Back then, everything was much more bleeding edge and experimental. Nobody was really expecting anything beyond the ability of just issuing new tokens on Bitcoin, right? That in itself was magnificent, right? So BRC20s really showcased that. Now we've already gone through a cycle of like so many different like token issuance meta protocols. So it's like that's already proven, right? So now we're like in this new era of like programmability meta protocol extensions, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, even with more time, like given to Runes, I don't think anything can be pulled off here as far as
that's true.
Like,
I see what you're saying. So basically, everyone else except the Runes like sort of ecosystem are focused on programmability, and Runes is like, I thought everyone wanted a casino.
Correct. Pumped up fun, right?
Yeah. Isn't that what you guys wanted?
That's what you guys are all looking on Envy and Salana, right? It's like, dude, they look like they're having so much fun.
Yeah, everyone's getting rich over there.
Everyone's putting hats on dogs and stuff like that.
It's like, we can do it better.
Yeah, we can actually make a dog. Send it to the moon, right?
Yeah.
So thanks, Casey, for giving us. But yeah, unfortunately, you guys are like just way behind on like what's actually like the actual progression of the Bitcoin ecosystem. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Next here says Runes dominance just saw a huge 73% spike today compared to BRC20s. So basically this is like a degen looks at those charts that we were just showing. It's like, hey, everything's down. That's a good buying opportunity.
Correct.
Right. And so we saw that huge inflow here.
Yeah, which is totally natural. But clearly there's a competitive like BRC20 versus Runes thing happening here. And BRC20s are slowly creeping back up and like, you know.
Yeah.
Reclaiming market share for reasons, right? Because they're focusing on this very thing we're talking about is extending functionality and such to like this base asset meta protocol. Yeah. So speaking of pumped up fun.
Yeah. So we were just talking about this. As Trevor says only 3% of pump fund wallets made more than $1,000. So if you look at this tweet here, it says, here's a reality check. If you made over $1 million on pump fund tokens, you're the top 70 of all traders, which is 0.0028%.
Jeez.
And then they go to 100,000, 10,000, and $1,000. So if you made more than $1,000, you're in the top 3% of all traders.
Wow. So basically, it's legitimately a casino.
Yeah.
Like it's designed for you to lose, basically.
Yeah, I wonder what the winning rate overall is in a casino, but I would imagine it's probably less than 3% or at 3%.
That's what I mean. Like you have equal chance just going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And playing some slot machines to like make $1,000 as you would.
Yeah.
You know, playing in this speculative meme market, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People are starting to see that now that like the metrics are coming out. It's like, damn, dude, we are getting like perpetually fleeced, right? But still, like that's so predictable.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this all the time. I struggle with, do people actually know what they're doing, or do they think they're actually going to get like a Lambo show up just by listening to people on Twitter?
Yeah, I don't know. Still to be determined, but nonetheless, that was like the large hook and sink into like the Runes ecosystem, right? It's like we got this activity here, right? So it's starting to become evident this activity is not sustainable. It's actually very like counterproductive and potentially dangerous and like very bad for the overall ecosystem.
Yeah.
Kind of like gambling can be for like you as like as an addiction, as a part of your life. It's typically a net negative in all cases.
100%, yeah.
So it's like we're perpetuating that, and yeah, that is kind of contributing to this negative sentiment around Runes because that is literally mostly the only thing that's happening. Right.
Yeah, you know, I go back to Jake's tweet about like the Zoomers getting into memes and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a certain time in YouTube where the stupidest things were getting like millions and millions of views.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only way that the older kind of like generation of YouTubers who were creating content could explain it was like, must be the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kids.
True.
And that's it. And so like, how do you explain like so much attention to memes? Like, it's the kids.
Kids and now celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we continue on. So there's a thread that ends up like spawning from Matty versus here. And so Yagobi and Matty are going back and forth. And Yagobi says, I agree with you in terms of the cabal trying to create their own success with a fungible standard since they missed BRC20s. I will say that the Western institutions have invested in Runes ecosystem like Coinbase Ventures into SatFlow. And that's why I say that there's demand for it. So yeah, I mean, institutional interest and like what's happening on Bitcoin is huge.
Yeah.
But it's not infallible, right? There's a lot of these institutions that end up investing in like
really bad
scams, SEC violation projects, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, FTX.
FTX, yeah.
Like every major VC was like a part of that, right? So it doesn't really, yeah, I mean, Coinbase is obviously a big name and a big conglomerate within this industry.
Yeah.
But even they can make mistakes.
It's like, imagine having a meeting with Sequoia Ventures.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the founder can't come to the call right now. He's busy playing
League of Legos, dude.
Yeah. It was like, and then Sequoia's like, where do I sign?
Yeah. It's like, dude, this is like so alpha.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a data point for sure, but it's not like the end all be all. All right, Fractal Bitcoin. That's what everybody's talking about. It's the talk of the town. So BRC20s on Fractals now activated.
Yeah, so Fractal, I mean, it's starting to, feels like deja vu. History is repeating.
Is, definitely.
There's an over-exuberant hype mania building for this stuff, right? And it's kind of like we said, there's a BRC20 versus Runes like dichotomy happening within the Bitcoin market. So now it's like BRC20's time to kind of like run their little hype cycle, right?
Yeah, you could see the divide happening. It's like the East versus West.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, so what's that going to do? It's like, all right, all you Runes bag holders at this point, you know, there's obviously some energy over here, right? We just deployed a test net.
Yeah.
And the mempools, fucking, it's living, dude.
Yeah.
According to the Fractal camp, right?
Imagine buying into Runes and then buying into Fractals all in.
Expecting it to like work out this time.
Yeah, it's like, this time I'm definitely getting a Lambo.
Yeah, this time the hype's real.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's a testament to like the human condition, dude. It's like no matter what, it's just
really, it's almost as if we don't learn from our past mistakes. It's weird.
Pretty much. Yeah, but nonetheless, Fractal is happening. It's in testnet, and yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Activity is up, right? People are anticipating like glory days on Fractal, right? But yeah, ultimately, will it happen? It's another experiment, right? We're gonna fuck around and find out, basically.
Yeah. So Fractal Bitcoin inscription 0 and 1, you're not bullish enough.
This is BAM, dude. One of the like probably like darlings of the Rune space, right? This is like one of the actual. This is Jack Liu's project, dude.
That's right.
It's one of the only like Rune projects we really like deeply covered.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
You know, because
there's a little bit of substance to it in comparison to everything else.
Yeah, I guess so. It has like meme energy to it, but with a purpose, right? It's like should like address one of the major technical dilemmas or like financial dilemmas of this like Bitcoin ecosystem is the lack of stable coins.
Yeah, it's just addressing the primitive.
Exactly.
So something that is absolutely needed.
Yeah, so even they are like front as you can get on this wave happening on Fractal, which makes sense. Jack Liu comes from like the BSV side of things.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to be like all in on like basically, you know,
the
like a new iteration
East.
of like a BSV type thing.
Right. All right, moving on. Says maybe we won't eat all this chart with runes.
Yeah, this chart.
Fungible tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Salana. Oh, I see.
You can barely see like the Bitcoin in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
It's like
it's barely.
It's like an outline. That's it.
Yeah.
It says maybe we won't even pass soul tokens, but I'm absolutely sure that the orange color will be much bigger and much more evident than it is now. And I'm very sure that Rune's leaders we have now will be a pretty big part of that.
Yeah. So I thought this was a pretty nice little sentiment check, right? Like keep your eyes on the bigger picture, basically. You know, like I know, like now is like all this division in this Bitcoin ecosystem, but I mean, come on, dude. Again, it really is a shared pie. Like everybody's contributing.
Yeah.
To getting that orange outline.
Yeah. Congrats, TJ.
Yeah, somebody's got to be the big dog around here, huh?
I mean, at some point that Ethereum Pac-Man is gonna it's gonna turn into
nonsense.
Yeah, it's like an orange Pac-Man.
Oh wow! Dude, now
Right?
that would be pretty fucking impressive if like this whole experiment happening now turns into that.
Yeah.
It's very possible, but I mean, it's still there's so much pie, dude. Is the point? You know,
That's
just
true.
so much pie.
Yeah, you just need a slice.
Just a little slice, and all of a sudden, everybody's holding bags of runes. Is like, oh shit, that was a good idea. Or bags of any of these BRC20s, tap tokens, CBRCs, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the pie is going to increase, right? That's kind of like the overall goal.
All right, so we're looking at Fractal testnet here. We got a lot of transactions happening.
Yeah, what do you notice is different here, dude? This thing like activated like hours ago, by the way.
Well,
I mean, it looks a lot like Bitcoin for one.
it's just mempool forked
Yeah.
and connected to a new blockchain, and it's
New
being
blockchain?
mined by new miners, probably just Unisat.
Let me see. Zoom in on these guys. Oh, they're unknown. Fractal Bitcoin, unknown. Interesting. So what does Fractal Bitcoin mean? Like Unisat?
It's Unisat, of course.
Damn. So
There's only like a few miners, if at all.
yeah. So this thing is literally in its infancy. Like you're talking baby stage, dude. So you need to attract whole new node operators to like be a part of this thing to like strengthen the security of like the actual thing itself, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. If you want forks of Bitcoin, they exist out there already. So
Yeah. Well, but this one's different, right?
it's called Fractal.
This one's different than the rest, you know?
Yeah, it has OPcat.
Has OPcat. Unisat is like taking over the VRC20 protocol officially this time, and now it's just like it's cross-chain, dude. It's on layer 1 and on Fractal.
The torque is
Full?
in all of us.
Everyone's fully erect now, dude. You can't be more fucking like engaged in what's happening here.
Right.
So yeah, man. So going back to runes, you know, now that Fractal's happening, obviously an attention cycle is underway. It's probably going to persist for like a month or two until this mainnet thing rolls out. And then we're going to, again, fuck around and find out and see if this time's different or not. Yeah. But still, what can the runes ecosystem be doing in the meantime?
Well, it looks like programmability of runes called Proto Runes is in full swing, designed with an intent to broaden the scope of what we can accomplish as protocol engineers on Bitcoin. Interesting.
So if you actually look into who's like developing this, it's Santru, right? And like Oil Labs and all those guys.
Yep, that's them.
Yeah, so Bitcoin RPC for builders, the indexer toolkit powered by Proto Runes. So these guys are essentially building kind of like what Benny has built for Tap and you know, with the track network and such, like indexer infrastructure to create like a meta protocol dynamic state of things, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the real game here is like who can develop a meta protocol where people are actually using it, like to make stuff and to do stuff. That's the real game here.
Well, yeah, that's my point. That was my original point. Like this is the reason why Runes was a floppener like out the gate, because the runes weren't designed in the actual direction of like where the space needed to go, right?
Yeah.
The space where Benny has been developing for over a year with the Tap ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know, now we're getting like multiple actors like injecting their own attempts to kind of like, you know, support this programmability extension of things.
DMT required programmability, and the only one supporting that in the early days was Tap.
Right. So yeah. All you guys.
Yeah, now everybody's doing programmable runes, programmable BRC20s on Fractal.
Yeah, enabling OPcat on Fractal.
Yeah.
You know, it's
almost as if Benny knew something.
Almost. But yeah, so that's where we are. So Runes is not completely out for the, you know, out of it. There's going to be some attempts to refine it. And maybe even at some point Casey will step back in, you know, once he's done like with, you know, fashion shows and shit, whatever the hell it is he does out there, like dressing up like a fantasy character and such.
Like Matrix, like he's Neo?
Yeah, all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
all that LARPing and such. You know, once he's had his fun with that, you might come back and be like, you know what?
We do need programmability.
Yeah. He's gonna like, he's like, hey, that one looks good.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap it over here with the runes thing, and then, I did this.
It's called prunes.
Well, that's already a thing. It's
Okay.
called
Croons.
Runes. Casey Runes, dude. Let's fucking do it, dude. Let's fucking go.
We called it, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Croons for sure.
yeah, if it happens, you heard it here first, dude. Because I put the probability like 50%. Like,
Yeah, it's just the programmability needs to take like hold of people.
full
right?
steam ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It was like
I
you
think
guys
it
are not
will.
paying attention to me enough. Here's Croons.
that's it. So
Yeah.
it's like that means once Benny like solidifies these ICP integrations for Tap, and you got multiple parties building like swapping protocols and
Mhm.
lending protocols and DAO mechanisms and such.
Yeah.
And the same thing's happening on OPnet. Things are happening on Arch Network.
Yep.
It's like, damn, dude, runes are like left in the dust. I got to do something about it.
Yep. Croons.
Runes.
All right, guys. We talked a lot of things today. So if there's any questions, let us know in the comment section below. I appreciate you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.